the suggestions coming from the Global South are as important and as are relevant as suggestions coming from elsewhere. If I speak the perspective of the Global South biased to the African continent, I will tell you three things. Number one, we believe that we need a paradigm shift in the way Africa is being viewed. For a very long time, it was about colonialism, it was about aid, it was about assistance. It is our very considered view, and this is the position we took at the Africa Forward Summit last month in Nairobi, that going forward, we need a much more forward-looking relationship with our friends and with partners. A forward-looking relationship that takes into account what Africa has to offer. We believe that it is no longer fair to view Africa using the lenses of the challenges that face our region. It's not just about war, it's not just about disease, it's not about poverty. That is a different view. There is a different view to Africa, a view that brings the assets of Africa into the equation. Africa has some of the largest natural resources that can benefit Africa and the world. Africa, number two, has a vast richness in renewable energy resources. Hydro, wind, geothermal. That's why Kenya's grid, for example, is 90% green. Africa also has the world's, two-thirds, in fact, of the world's remaining arable land that can feed the world. That is why today, 40% of flowers in Europe come from Kenya. And that can expand to many other things. And number three, Africa has a young, now educated population that presents a good opportunity as a workforce, but also a market. In 20 years, by 2050, Africa will have a quarter of the world's population and will contribute 40% of the world's workforce. It is our considered view that there is need for a paradigm shift in the way Africa is viewed, so that Africa is viewed with the lenses of the opportunities and assets that Africa has to contribute to not just African prosperity, but global prosperity. That's number one. Number two, we believe that we need to work together to resolve some of the hurdles that constrains Africa's growth. And there are three of them. Number one is access, limited access that today defines resources, concessional resources for Africa's development. And number two, to deal with the challenge of unfair financial architecture that, limits access to development capital in the capital markets, where Africa pays a disproportionately high interest rates compared to others. The current financial architecture actually penalizes African countries unfairly. And number three, we need to deal with the credit rating agencies that were designed for a world that doesn't exist anymore. So, and we have ideas on how this can be dealt with. We believe, and we are reorganizing ourselves as a continent. Number one, realizing that the development of our continent is first and foremost our responsibility as African leaders. We do not want to anymore, assign blame to others. We want to take responsibility ourselves for organizing our own economies. And all we are asking for partnership is so that we can mobilize resources from domestic resources from Africa. We have, for example,